Just checking the viewfinder. I left my stand, so I had to tape the phone up in order to do this video. Anyway, imagination is the mother of invention, right? Just going to make sure this is good. I made this up today. This is a project that I started yesterday. Hopefully everything's going to be in view. So what we have here, these are ARCSHIPs. They're 8.6, 8.5 feet by 16 feet. In length they could be longer. And so the first one would be where you'd come and you'd have your kitchen here. You would have your dining area there, maybe bathrooms in the back. And this would be sleeping. You would have master bedroom in the back for the parents, and this could be set up with 2 sets of folding bunks for kids. So we're talking end-time survival here. We're not talking about people living in their glass houses, because things are going to change. People's going to have to downsize. But just imagine, for a sale of a house in the city, if you have a house in the city, the sale of that would provide the finances to build this camp, right? And so I have these ARCSHIPs designed with a 4-foot connector. This is just rough, 6 feet across, 4 feet. And this is 8 feet in length, and 6 foot in between. And these are steps going out, so you've got doors either side. And they could be pocket doors or standard doors, and these would have pocket doors. So you got your cooking here. If you wanted to stay inside with your family, you could have your family meal here, or if you want to eat with the rest of the people, you could come into this bigger unit. This one here is your connector, where you'd walk in. You probably have stairs going off to the side here. This is a platform. So these sides here are 12 feet. I think that works out to 144 times. So you'd have 12 times 12 times 3. That would give you your area here. So this is just where you gather. You might have a centerpiece here for coats and things like that, and you go into your respective cabins. Well, this would be 8 feet, so this would be 432 square feet, and this would be 768 if I remember correctly. But it could be modified, right? You want to balance it out. And so as far as minimal accommodation, if you had 2 people per each one, so this is like taking a 32-foot RV and cutting it in half, but it's much more doable, right? It's made for the long term. So you could have a couple in each would give you 10, or you could have 6 people in each would give you 30. Now, my dog here is sitting here wanting cookies. I know, Max. Here's a cookie for you. All right, so from the center point out here, if you add it up, you would have, this is 12-foot sides. You would have, we're just gonna see, this is 12, 16. I added all this up, comes up to about 92 feet here, under 120. If you get 120 feet from here to here and put it together in a 6-sided model, hexagon, you actually have 1 acre. So this would fit within an acre, right? So actually what you would have, Max, that's enough. If you draw this up into an acre, you'd actually extend your point here 120 feet across per side. So this camp, you could actually add another camp here and another camp here, and it would fit within 1 acre, 43,560 square feet. I need to check on it, but I think that's pretty close. And as far as being able to build these arc ships are made with a point up, like a honeycomb, point down, and the bottom part is your utilities, and your floor would come across, so the cabin would look like this, right? So you would have 5-foot walls, so this arc ship would be the medium design. You can make them out of 4-foot panels, which would make them smaller, 7 foot across. But if you made these out of 5-foot panels, then you would have 10 feet between the points, and you multiply that by 0.866, that gives you a distance of 8.5 feet. So that's really good for transport. So as far as transportation, that's enough, no more cookies. As far as transport, if you had a truck, you could easily pull one of these. So if you had 5 families, you'd have 5 trucks. You could actually pull half these units, and the other half, at least 3 of these, you'd be able to load up onto a transport, onto a 53-foot transport, and transport them that way. And okay, now as a business venture, we know that there's going to be a transfer of wealth, right? Now you have something that a lot of people are going to want when the shaking comes. There's going to be a lot of people that are not believers in the cities. They're going to be looking for safe refuges, right? And we need to be a testimony. And so the whole thing about community is people living together in the unity of the Spirit, learning to walk in the love of God. And that's the light, that's the witness that goes out to the people that are not in the light, that are walking in darkness. And so if we're walking in the unity of the Spirit, we're bringing forth the atmosphere of heaven into these camps. And it doesn't matter what your belief level is. We all believe in the same Messiah, whether you're Methodist, Baptist, Pentecostal. It doesn't matter about your doctrinal belief. What matters is that we're walking in the unity of the Spirit and in the love of God, right? That's what counts. You know, the fruit of the Spirit. But as far as a business venture, these can be made relatively simple. The isometric geometric design allows for easy construction and mass production. And it's simple enough where I could easily train a crew within 7 days to make these cabins. And by the time that you get to your 3rd generation, you're going to have pretty well the bugs worked out of these. But this is something that could start up. It needs to start up by spring, right? This needs to be the launching date for these. And any of you Christian businessmen out there that have the finances, give me a call. And if the Lord opens up the door and allows me to go, I'll come and I'll help you set up your business. I'm not looking to become wealthy on this. I'm looking to take what the Lord has given me and bless the remnant to meet their needs. That's where I'm coming from, right? And so as long as I'm meeting the needs of others, I know that God's going to meet my needs. And so within this, the Joe Pipe technology would be incorporated, where you could generate your own fuel. Here, when you step out, you might have a garden here, you might have a garden here, you might have one spot that's fenced off for animals. There's lots of stuff you can do. You could incorporate the design that the Lord gave me for generating power from water by putting up a silo and allowing the water to spin down to turn a turbine. Then you use a solar array to pump the water back up, and that will generate the power for the camp. And you would also have your reserve water in case of fire. And we need to come together in this. I'd like to see in 2020, before summer's out, before midsummer, one of these camps set up as a prototype somewhere in America. And also, this would also double for a homeless camp, where you could have staff living on site, and you could have a couple of staff living on site, and that would give you a couple of cabins left over to house the homeless, right? And they would have their own space where they could eat together with everybody else. And in the times you're coming into, if we don't learn to work together and walk the walk instead of talking the talk, we're not going to make it. Individual families will not make it in the end times. You might be out in the bush somewhere, but it takes many hands to make a community function. And if we're together in the unity of the Spirit and walking in the love of God, manifesting the love of the Father, which is His will, right, for us here, then we're going to have that divine protection. So I'm going to leave it here. There's not much more I can say on this. So this represents 1/3 of the overall model, right? I do have a pencil here. So if you're going to put this together like this, something like this, I think that's the way it's made. And we go out like that, we go out like that, right? And like that, and like that. So it gives you a lot of space to put up a camp, but I'm believing it's 1 acre, because you're under 120 feet from here to here, but I'll get that data to you. Alright, this is Joshua Taylor coming to you with these ARCSHIPs that go together to form an end-time camp, a place of refuge for God's remnant in the end times.